We're back now at 11:23. Looking ahead, Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson is preparing to host the annual Fatherhood Summit this weekend. The mayor joins me in studio now with this year's keynote speaker, Pastor Kenneth Locke of Evolve Church here in Milwaukee. Thank you both for being with us. This is a really important summit, and we're going to get to it right here in just a second. But Mayor, I did want to start with you, since we do have you here in studio with some big news we've been following this week. Milwaukee once again thrust into this national spotlight as it relates to elections. Just what's your reaction, and what do you make of Eric Hovde not conceding the race to Senator Tammy Baldwin just yet, and instead posting the video just this week, kind of sowing doubt on Milwaukee's vote and the results that came in overnight on election night?
Well, Jaron, you know, one of the things that I appreciated actually about Mr. Hovde's campaign, and I think people across Wisconsin appreciated as well, was the fact that when he decided to run for United States Senator, that he said that regardless of what the result of the election would be, that he would accept the results. And we need candidates, regardless of party, to do that so we can make sure we have trust in the process. Now, speaking about what happened in Milwaukee, it is known and has been known that because we have so many people who vote early and absentee, that we have those ballots sitting there. So there will be a spike when those ballots are counted. There is a fix, one that I advocated for as a Democrat, one that Speaker Voss, Republican who controls the state assembly, advocated for, one that our Democratic Governor Tony Evers would have signed, and that would allow for Milwaukee to process those ballots early, doing it the day before or sometime before the election day comes. I wanted to see that happen. Unfortunately, it passed in the state assembly but did not pass in the state senate. So hopefully in this next session we'll be able to address that in a bipartisan way, and hopefully Mr. Hovde would work to make sure that Republicans in the state legislature understand the importance of doing that. As far as the Milwaukee Election Commission, we are accountable, we are transparent, and we're accurate. That's exactly what happened on Tuesday night, so I stand by the Election Commission.
A lot more that we will continue to follow as this story continues to develop, whether he does concede the race or requests a recount, and what happens next legislative session as we continue to track this. So thank you for answering that on the record for us here. Let's talk about this Fatherhood Summit this weekend. Nearly 2 decades that this summit has been going on. Tell me about why it's so important that there's a focus on fatherhood in Milwaukee.
Oh, it's incredibly important to have a focus on fatherhood here in Milwaukee, because when we look at our community, we want to get to stability, and in our homes, stability can come when fathers are more involved in the lives of their kids, of young people in Milwaukee. And that's what this summit is all about, is making sure that dads have access to workshops and resources to help them become better men themselves, and really better fathers, better husbands, better partners, so we can have more stability in their homes and in our neighborhoods and our city overall.
This year's summit is happening Saturday here in Milwaukee. Kenneth Locke, you are the keynote speaker of this year's summit. What's the message that you hope to really impart onto the community?
Well, firstly, I'm grateful to be the keynote speaker. They could have picked anybody, but they picked me. But to speak to fathers and the importance of fathers being active and in the homes. The data already speaks to it, that when fathers are active and in the homes, every child has 3 times better chance to success, to graduation, to better careers, to also being active fathers for themselves. And so I think it's incredible that the city is doing something so amazing to speak to fathers.
Break down the logistics of this summit, and I know that people can still participate even though we're just a couple days away. It's not too late for people to be a part of this.
It is not too late, folks. All you have to do is go online and register. You can do that by going to milwaukee.gov/fatherhood. And we also have sites where people can get picked up to get transportation to the Fatherhood Summit over at the MATC Education Center down in Walker Square on the south side, as well as Culver's Restaurant over in Midtown on the northwest side of the city.
I know that this is really aimed at fatherhood and stressing the importance of fatherhood, but we continue to have just some tragic storylines. A 16-year-old killed the other night here in Milwaukee, a 2-year-old killed by a car just yesterday. What's the message to young boys in the community to make sure that they make it to fatherhood?
Well, I mean, the message is sort of like what we're trying to impart upon fathers here, right? That's why we have the workshops and the resources that are available to dads, whether that's around violence, whether that's around having opportunities to have driver's license recovery, whether that's connecting them with opportunities to get a good paying job. It's working to make sure that there's stability, and that ultimately is what we want to accomplish for folks right here in our community.
And Pastor Locke, really quickly, I only have a couple seconds left with you, but I know you are so positive in the community. You're not just there at the church with the Bucks though as well. What are ways that people can connect with you and kind of take away some of the wisdom, because you're so great on social media?
Man, thank you so much. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, our church, at a Bucks game. Yeah. If you find me, hug me. I want to love on you. That's it. But seriously, I think mental health is the most important thing, and so anything that we do is find a way to support positivity back in. And to really ensure mental health as well.
Well, thank you both for being here, and thank you for what you continue to do in the community. We appreciate it. Here's the information again. The Fatherhood Summit is this Saturday from 8 until 2 at the Milwaukee Academy of Science near 20th and Kilbourne. Registration is free. You can register right now on the 12 News website under the Links tab.